Welcome to Horns High Studios for another episode of 666 Seconds of Metal. That means each one of these episodes is 666 seconds or less, and that's 11 minutes and 6 seconds. And of course, I got my sidekick here, Shane from Winnipeg, Manitoba, up there in Canada. What's happening, dude?
What's up, Pete? Doing pretty good here. Ready to go to your neck of the woods.
That's right. That's right. This is kind of interesting. We've kind of flip-flopped these last couple episodes.
That's right.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. So, so what do you got on tap for us?
Well, today we're talking Luna in Sanguinem. And Pete, back in, I think it was early 2023, you did an interview with guitarist Mike Eisenhower. And they just had an EP at that time. They hadn't released a full album. I think you played a bit of a pre-release, and so I figured, you know what, this is worth revisiting just in case somebody missed their release.
Right.
They did have a new release, August 2023. That was their first full-length album titled Flu World Order.
Right.
And these guys are considered death thrash. You know, I think it's mostly death metal, but you can hear a lot of thrash in it. But I think mostly it has more of a death metal feel to it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So they're a four-piece hailing out of Illinois, your neck of the woods, Pete. And,
yeah, Chicago.
Fuck yeah, right on. Formed in 2018. They're currently unsigned, so they are truly an independent band. And like I say, you got me into these guys, Pete. I first heard about them on Murder Metal Mayhem podcast. I think you played the song Doomsday Network. And then when this new album dropped, I was all over it. And just love this album. It's a great album.
Yeah, the thing I like about these guys, Shane, is they're really good with networking. Mike is a really good dude, and he is all about promoting other bands and, you know, the networking side of it. Really good at that. And he goes to he's flown to like Mexico to do shows down there. I mean, he's very active. He's really
when you're
a
an
good
independent, you gotta you know, promote yourself.
So they're very well liked among the scene because of that, the way they are. They're very, very cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So first off, we got to talk about the name here. What the fuck does Luna in Sanguinem mean?
Yeah, this they means, say, I think Sanguinem, I think is how they said it, but I don't know if that's official or not.
Sanguinem. So this is Latin for under the blood moon, and there was a blood moon going on at the time when they were trying to come up with the name, so it seemed natural. They went to Google Translator, and, you know, they came up with the name.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember talking to him about it, but it's been a while, so I couldn't remember.
So yeah, it's a great name for a band. You'd see the little blood moon logo there, so that's kind of their thing now. I guess they'll probably have a blood moon on every album cover.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
So a pretty new band, like I said, formed in 2018. In the lineup here, we have Roderick Valdez on bass. We have Pat Maxwell on drums and vocals. He's also been Evil Incarnate, if you recognize that.
Right.
Yeah, Mike Eisenhower is on guitars, vocals, and he's the songwriter. He's also played with Evil Incarnate.
Yeah, and that's the band that went to Mexico, was Evil Incarnate.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Skip McGullum, and he's on lead vocals.
Nice.
And
love that artwork. That artwork is sick.
No, that is very sick. I'll talk about that in a second here, actually. So,
cool.
Flu World Order, the new album. Of course, it's a play on words, combining New World Order with the flu. The album came out in 2023, so we were just on the heels of the pandemic. So it kind of makes sense that a metal band would use all that bullshit that went down as an inspiration.
Right.
It's not an anti-vax album, though. Don't take it like that. They're just using some of the bullshit we all saw and experienced going down as inspiration, which you can hear on tracks like Doomsday Network and Flu World Order. But it's still controversial. I'm sure they ruffled a few feathers with it.
Right.
So it's mid-tempo, classical-sounding, old-school death metal with lots of thrash rhythm influence to it. You know, they do have slower tracks and faster tracks, but either way, it's all very aggressive, just evil sounding death metal, hints of death and roll, and a little bit of sludge to it. Now, the guitars have a very unique and distinct sound to them. Of course, it's very heavy sounding, but it almost has a wet sound to it. I don't know. That's the best I can use to describe it.
Interesting.
Yeah, they have some very groovy, catchy, fat riffage going on and great drumming and double bass. The only thing is the bass guitar is kind of light. You know, the rhythm is in lead is so dominant, the bass kind of gets lost a bit in the rhythm section. You do hear it occasionally. It is there. And when they want you to hear it, when it's part of the song, you can hear it, but it does get lost a bit in the rhythm.
Yeah, that's the problem. We've talked about this with death metal. It's the guitars are so bassy that they drown out the bass guitar to where it's hard to pick it out unless they've got a distinctive tone.
Yeah, or like say, or unless it's part of the song where, you know, this is when we want you to hear the bass, then you'll hear it.
Right.
So the vocals were a big draw to me. Skip, he has a great growl and tone. It's very easy to listen to. It's kind of a half scream, half singing growl. You know, it's not too over the top. And you can understand what most of the lyrics are, which is nice. And
right.
It's also great layering on the vocals. When the chorus kicks in and Skip is joined by guitarist Mike and drummer Pat, you know, it just sounds great. It's very evil sounding with the layering. And the music is dark and evil sounding groove to begin with, so it's all good.
Yeah.
The lyrical content is all over the place. They have a lot of inspirations. We're talking movies, folklore, current events, and society. They have songs and everything from the hunter-killer robots from the Terminator movies to the Blood Eagle torture punishment that the Viking used. And that's what you see right there.
Yes.
They would split open the back and they would pull the lungs out through the back and spread them open like eagle wings. And
God damn.
Yeah, it's pretty good scene in Vikings when they do that. It's pretty wild. And then they talk about the legend of the Skinwalker. Are you familiar with the Skinwalker, Pete?
Yes.
Yes, that's cool. That's Native American folklore about a shape-shifting cryptid with the body of a man and the face of a dog. So then they cover current events as well, like the pandemic and Flu World Order and mainstream media in Doomsday Network. You know, some controversial topics for sure, but, you know, metal is not about puppies, rainbows, and breakups. It's never been a safe zone. So, yeah, they got some great fun lyrical content going on here.
No, I know from the interview with Mike, he's no bullshit. He's the one all the way on the right there. And he definitely looks like, and I know from just talking to him, he enjoys ruffling the feathers a little bit.
Oh, yeah. So. He tells it the way it is, that's for sure, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
Their first EP, Global Bloodbath, and their first album, Flu World Order, they're both great albums. You know, first off, you want to check out Flu World Order and Doomsday Network. Those are great tracks. That's what got me hooked. But, you know, the whole new album is Flu World Order. It's all bangers. You can't go wrong with anything on the album. Right. They have quite a few videos on YouTube, so go subscribe there. They have live stuff, interviews, some lyric videos, and some regular old-fashioned videos. So if you like, you know, mid-tempo death thrash with a bit of death and roll and sludge to it, then go check it out, man. Luna In Sanguinem. Go support them on Bandcamp.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll link to their Bandcamp and a couple of the videos in the description here, so you guys can go check them out, because definitely a great band, and like I said, good dudes, and all about the scene and helping the others. And I think that's what metal's all about, you know.
And of course, you got to go check out the interview Pete did with guitarist Mike Eisenhower on the Murder Metal Mayhem channel.
Yeah, I'll link to that in the episode description. It's an audio interview, but it's a lot of fun. So it was a couple years ago. It was right before Flu World Order came out. So it was a couple months, I think, before it came out. Yeah. So there you go. Another great band. from my neck of the woods here in Chicago.
That's right.
So I'm a little south of that, but very close. So there you go. Another good episode of 666 Seconds of Metal. We'll see you guys in the mosh pit.
Orange fucking high, guys.